Welcome back and thank you for joining me for Twisted Movie Trivia Part 11. Today we're going to have some fun and test your knowledge of the films from the 1980s. In today's Twisted Challenge, there will be 20 questions. The first questions will have just one actor in each clue. The rest will have two actors in each. Remember, in these Twisted Challenges, you will need to know the actors who played the characters in the question. Then you will need to figure out from the clue what movie that actor or those actors were in. And just as before, there is no time limit. So pause after each question, take your time. Are you ready to see if you're a true movie maniac? Let's see how you do with the films of the 1980s. Good luck and have fun. Question 1. Michael Corleone sniffs mountains of cocaine and kills lots of cartel soldiers with his deadly little friend in this 1980 crime drama. Answer: Al Pacino, who was Michael Corleone in The Godfather, stars in Scarface. Question 2. Johnny Blaze is a one-handed baker who has a fiery relationship with his brother's fiancée in his 1987 romantic comedy. Answer: Nicolas Cage, who is Johnny Blaze in Ghost Rider, stars in Moonstruck. Question 3. Han Solo tracks down replicants in this 1982 science fiction film. Answer: Harrison Ford, who is Han Solo in Star Wars, stars in Blade Runner. Question 4. Jack Ryan, 1992, finds himself in danger when he tries to prevent the Nazis from recovering a biblical gold chest with profound powers in his 1981 action-adventure film. Answer: Harrison Ford, who is Jack Ryan in Patriot Games, stars in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Question 5. This taxi driver is in for a bumpy ride after losing his middleweight title and having a rocky relationship with his wife and brother in this 1980 biographical sports drama. Answer: Robert De Niro, who was the taxi driver, stars in Raging Bull. Question 6. Dr. Hannibal Lecter helps a deformed man escape from a freak show and cares for him at his hospital in this 1980 biographical drama. Answer: Anthony Hopkins, who is Dr. Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs, stars in The Elephant Man. Question 7. The Joker, 1989, is crazier than ever when he sees ghosts in an empty hotel and tries to kill his wife with an axe in this 1980 psychological horror film. Answer: Jack Nicholson, who is the Joker in Batman, stars in The Shining. Question 8. Tom Hagen is an Air Force captain and a strict disciplinarian who breaks his family apart in this 1980 drama. Answer: Robert Duvall, who is Tom Hagen in The Godfather, stars in The Great Santini. Question 9. This pretty baby is stranded on a South Sea island with a pretty boy in this 1980 drama. Answer: Brooke Shields, who is Pretty Baby, stars in The Blue Lagoon. Question 10. Mary Poppins flashes her breasts in this 1981 comedy. Answer, Julie Andrews, who was Mary Poppins, stars in S.O.B. Question 11. Octopussy's arms are tied when she is kidnapped by a demented artist who uses her body as a canvas in this disturbing 1981 film. Answer, Maud Adams, who was Octopussy, stars in Tattoo. Question 12. The freshman decides to cut school and have some fun in this charming 1986 comedy. Answer, Matthew Broderick, who is the freshman, stars in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Question 13. This kindergarten cop, 1990, gets thrown into a deadly TV game where he has to battle killers for his freedom in this 1987 violent action film. Answer, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is kindergarten cop, stars in The Running Man. Question 14. Secret Agent Harry Palmer, 1965, gets to kiss Superman, 1978, in this 1982 mystery comedy. Answer, Michael Caine, who is Harry Palmer in the Ipcris Files, and Christopher Reeve, who is Superman, star in Death Trap. Question 15. Sybil is a two-faced writer who implicates Judge Roy Bean in a murder investigation in this 1982 drama. Answer, Sally Field, who was Sybil, and Paul Newman, who is Judge Roy Bean in The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean, star in Absence of Malice. Question 16. Dr. Detroit, a rich snob, and Dr. Doolittle, 1998, a wily street con artist, find their positions reversed as part of a bet by two ruthless millionaires in this 1983 comedy. Answer, Dan Aykroyd, who was Dr. Detroit, and Eddie Murphy, who was Dr. Doolittle, star in Trading Places. Question 17. Mrs. Robinson brings Barbarella down to earth in this intense 1985 drama involving a convent, a young woman, and a dead baby. Answer, Anne Bancroft, who is Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate, and Jane Fonda, who is Barbarella, star in Agnes of God. Question 18. Karen Silkwood has a passionate love affair with The Natural, a big game hunter, in this epic 1985 romance film. Answer, Meryl Streep, who was Silkwood, and Robert Redford, who was The Natural, star in Out of Africa. Question 19. Jerry Maguire takes autistic savant brother Tootsie on a road trip to Vegas in this 1988 comedy drama. Answer, Tom Cruise, who was Jerry Maguire, and Dustin Hoffman, who was Tootsie, star in Rain Man. Question 20. Robin Hood, 1991, gets some help from James Bond, 1962, to take down a ruthless Chicago gangster during the 1930s in this 1987 crime film. Answer, Kevin Costner, who was Robin Hood in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Sean Connery, who was James Bond, star in The Untouchables. Thank you so much for joining me for Twisted Movie Trivia Part 11, Films of the 1980s. I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe and tell your friends. Thank you again, and remember, coming soon, Twisted Movie Trivia Part 12, I hope to see you then.